What's up?
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Salt Shaker podcast. Tonight we will be having a lot of fun. It'll be a really fun podcast and it's just going to be a lot of jokes. Also, just to let everyone know that we're running a few competitions. So for those that haven't actually gone to my Facebook page, the Salt Shaker podcast, please do so. Like the page, like the post, comment either Team Ceviel or Team Rambo. And both of those pools will be going into a separate draw and they'll be winning a lot of fantastic prizes. So stay tuned for that. And so again, a lot of fun. We're going to be having Ceviel and Rambo very, very shortly.
What's up? This is Mia.
Yo, this is Tinkos.
This is Drex.
Hi, this is Milky.
Kia ora, this is Corn Willis, and you're listening to...
And you're listening
to the Salt Shaker Podcast.
And you're listening to Chrono on the Salt Shaker Podcast.
Welcome to the Super Salt Shaker Podcast. Chrono. Get ready for the next podcast.
Alright, thank you everyone for tuning in so far. This is Chrono here with another episode of the Salt Shaker podcast. Tonight, I think that, with this podcast is going to be a very fun night. And, and it's going to be the best because, you know why? Nobody can beat them.
It's going to be too good.
I don't know why I'm talking like this, but anyway,
Too good.
Hello, Rambo.
Yes, hello. Thank you for having us.
And hello, Ceviel.
Hey, hello, I'm Ceviel.
Yes.
The sweater.
The sweater,
yeah.
So, first of all, let's start off. What do you think of the artwork?
Well, it's great, but I was under the impression that they were going to give me my Feng muscles, but obviously I'm too skinny. I'm like a...
Yeah, but you
Lili.
are now. You are, because you used to be much buffer.
well...
You used to, always take the machine.
well...
Always.
True, I guess I played too much Taken. I forgot about my gym.
Forgot your gym,
Yeah.
right?
Now I'm on Lee model now.
So are you just advertise underwear, is it?
Do I?
I don't know.
All
You
right.
just said that you're a Lee model underwear. Like model, like in your underwear and stuff. I don't know.
I haven't found a sponsor, but
Yeah.
I doubt it.
What about you,
want me?
Ceviel? What do you think about your one?
Well, I'm quite disappointed about my band. Yeah.
Why? Why are you disappointed?
Well, I look kind of.
Like
Absurd.
Virtual Vegan
It
with
looks.
short haircut.
Yeah.
A
But
virtual
retarded
vegan.
version.
Exactly.
Retarded version.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna curse you, virtual bacon.
Why? I think it looks just like you.
Yeah,
Why are
with
you
the
being so
sweater.
sad to me?
I'm not
now?
being sad. It looks just like you.
the
That doesn't
sweater.
really look like me. My glasses doesn't. Well,
Maybe
is my
this is
glasses
how you-
really rounded?
maybe
no,
this
it's
is
not.
when
It's
you-
just oval.
No, this is exactly your expression when you're thinking about using big moves and throwing others and
Using
doing all
big
random
moves,
shit.
eh?
That was in the past, man.
All right, thank you for you two for coming on to the show.
Yeah,
It was
thank
actually
you.
really good.
pleasure.
Like you've, I don't know, Ceviel, you said you've never tuned into a podcast of mine, so now you sort of experience it first time,
Yeah, exactly.
firsthand.
It's my pleasure.
It's your
my,
pleasure,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's being my first time of tuning for the podcast. So
Oh, it's good, man. I think that you're like the third, the third Korean to get interviewed.
is it?
Yeah, it's fine. It's
What was it?
so it was Saint, and then Cornova, and then you.
Oh, have you already the podcasted the Saint as well?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
already
yeah,
on there. It's all
yeah.
it's all there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can
Interesting.
tune in. You can
should
tune
be
into
live.
my Twitch, and you're fine.
Okay.
Also follow and donate. Yeah, always donate. It's always
Oh,
good.
wow.
Okay, I'm
Good
keen for them. I'm very keen for them, except for the donations.
Except for donations. Why? Why not?
You know how much
You're
I'm for.
really rich. Really rich.
Yeah, you are.
Come on, I was the one who's supposed to say
Yeah, I know,
at the first.
but anyway, so let's get on to this, and then we'll get into the fun bits later
Sure.
on. So,
Yeah, sure,
so
sure.
Rambo, how did
Yes.
you start playing Tekken? I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, your intention
Yeah.
was not being Rambo? Because I think that like you sort of that name you didn't choose that name. I think that name chose you.
In a way, but well, when I started in DR in the arcades in Evans, right?
Yes.
There was no time zone back then. It was just Evans. I had my first card, and I called myself Rambo Clark. Why? Because Brian looked like a tough character, you know, and he had this band-aid.
Yeah, that's right.
Was...
You mained Brian.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of mained Brian at first because the figure. Okay, he looked
figure.
tough. Yeah, so
You liked his muscles.
yeah, kind of. Hey,
That's why you got the Feng muscles.
yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But now you lost it.
Yeah, well, you know, and yeah, so Brian appeared to be similar to Rambo. You know,
Like Rambo, as in like Sylvester
movie.
Stallone.
Yeah,
Rambo.
Sylvester Stallone. I also
Okay.
liked him
Yeah,
when I
just-
was young,
Yeah.
kind of, and so I named him in Rambo.
Yeah.
And then why I call it Clark because you know I used to play KOF. And my favorite character is
So King
Clark.
of Fighters.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
right.
liked his throws and everything. He
yeah,
was a
his
grappler,
throws
wasn't
and
he?
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I really
yeah.
liked him, and I liked how he looked. You know,
Yeah.
with his cab and.
So Rambo
sunglasses.
Clark, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's right.
two tough guys merged
Yeah.
into one. Sort of
That's right.
fusion, you know. The
Fusion, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Like
okay.
Goku and the other guy,
And
Vegeta.
Vegeta.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, so that makes Brian, is
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Married couple.
Married.
I married them.
You
practically.
married them,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but
so-
eventually you married the Feng, not the Brian.
Yeah, well, yeah. I can talk about that later, but yeah, that's true. Yeah. So that's how I got my name. Yeah.
No, that's good. So, how did you first start? I think that you started back in DR. I mean, yeah, DR, wasn't it?
Yes, but that's sort of when I formally started to play the game.
Mm.
So I actually started in Tekken 3
Yes.
when I was in China. Cause
Oh,
I came,
yeah, yeah.
So I came to New Zealand in 2005. And before that, when I was a sort of a middle school student, I got my PS1. My mom bought me a PS1
Yeah.
in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Back then, because in China they didn't sell it. So the first game
They
I
only
played,
sold the fake ones.
yeah, they did. So my mom bought me the from Hong Kong actually. So there was Resident Evil 3 and Taken 3. So I really liked Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. And Taken was the game where they had you know, Bruce Lee like martial law and Lei Wulong as Jackie Chan in it. So I really enjoyed the game, but I wasn't doing any 10 string. You know, I wasn't like scrubby. I never button mashed.
Okay.
But I was never good at it. I was just doing flips, big lows, just like you.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so when I came here, right, I met Richard.
Yeah.
NZFGC. He's so famous.
NZFGC.
Yeah, NZFGC.
What
Yeah.
kind of person would make up a name like that?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know. It's
idea.
Because him myself, literally shit, but
True. Okay,
Yeah.
so NZ.
yeah, he's
Shit,
shit.
okay.
Yeah.
I-
Anyway,
Right.
still
okay,
should
no,
turn
but
to
he's
this.
so good.
he is. He's just trying to diss other people. So if you lose to shit, what does that mean? What does that mean
Okay.
to
Okay.
you? Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, so I met because he was my classmate, and
Oh, this was back in Auckland Grammar, wasn't it?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
that's
Oh,
right.
yeah, that's what
so
I've
at the
heard,
time,
apparently.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that was a long time ago, and at the time, I think it was already in DR in
Yeah.
Evans. They had 2 DR machines, one 5.1, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so he started to you know, teach me a little bit about Brian Law at the time, and then later on Feng.
So he was always like he was 1 point like a lot better than you, was he?
Oh yeah, of course. He
Okay.
used to, you know, just rate me. He used to own me, you know, beat me straight down, like 10-0, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Because yeah, he was literally the person who taught me how to play Tekken and got me really into it.
So Richard was the guy that
yeah,
got you
yeah.
into
I
Tekken. Okay.
I
okay.
always admire him. I always have this faith in him.
So I
That's a
think
good
I always
motivation.
thought that you know because the more I spoke to you,
Yeah.
the more you're saying because a lot of people in the Tekken community back then would say that you and Richard were good friends.
Yeah,
But then you sort of disowned that and
Yeah.
you said, oh no, he's not really a friend. He's just a person that just played Tekken with me.
Oh no, he is a friend. I'm
Not a close friend, right?
in the sense that close is it depends on your definition of being a close friend. He is at one time very close to me, but just because you know after Auckland Grammar and uni and everything, we sort of like we don't see each other very often.
Right,
And
right.
we
I
used
see.
to practice Taken very often, very regularly. But then we got our own business and everything. People grow up, basically. So
he's just been so busy with everything. He has no time to go to Rambats or anything like that.
I think he's one of the reasons he's very busy. Another reason is that he's not very interested in those competitions.
Yeah, just lazy.
Well, you could say that, and he has girlfriend and everything. So yeah.
Oh, come on, I'm married, man. I still go to Rambat.
You gotta ask him. You gotta ask him.
Yeah, I know. He's probably got his own reasons.
Yeah.
But that's good.
Yeah.
So Ceviel, what about you? When did you start playing Tekken?
Well, fundamentally, I started Tekken when I was like. Wait. I was first experienced Tekken was when I was like 13ish.
No, as a baby, eh?
Yeah, that's a baby. 13 is quite a baby age, isn't it? Okay, but anyway, that was my first experience, and the reason I started the Tekken was like I actually came to New Zealand like 8 years ago, and my roommates were playing the Tekken 5 in the PS2, and I was a beginner at that time.
Okay, but you still managed to like take them out.
No, I got raped.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good
so
to know.
you got wrecked. Okay, so Ceviel getting wrecked.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah, same here. I don't believe it. You're just gonna throw them.
Why are you guys?
You just throw
Why
them.
do you guys
throw them?
I mean,
blow them.
why do you guys think I'm a godly like the
You're all
from the
godly.
beginning? From the beginning.
Everybody in the community thinks you're godly.
Yeah. Look at how many fanboys you've got compared to me. I'm jealous.
Why I've seen a lot of fanboys from your Facebook. Even the Chrono's wife is your fanboy.
Still compared to me, that's nothing.
Fangirl. Okay, so so like after Tekken 5, and we have bought the Xbox 360.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I first started Tekken properly was from Tekken 6.
Oh, okay.
Tekken 6 BR.
Okay.
And that time like I started to beat my roommates. And then I don't know, I just got a lot of confidence, so I just went to the E-fans that
Overly
time.
confident, eh? Overly confident.
Yeah, overly confident.
Overly confident. Like,
that was
what would you guys call it? Dan Banterly confident?
Oh, that's so sad.
What? That's what you called it. That's what you said.
Severely confident?
Okay. Severely confident.
Yeah, so like
How dare you turn it around on him?
well, I don't deserve that anymore. Yeah, but anyway, like when I went to E-fans, and I met one person who was playing Jack that time.
Okay, yeah.
And I got totally wasted from him. And after like a few years later, then I just reckoned who was that person?
Who was it?
Richard.
Oh, Richard as well.
So
No,
Richard...
not Chinese Richard, the toothy Richard.
Oh, right.
Okay, so what you played Toothy, Richard?
Yeah.
When?
Like it was like 6 years ago. It was like a long time.
Oh,
no,
okay. Really?
maybe like
Toothy?
maybe more than 6 years. No, maybe like 7 years ago in the E-fans. It was like a Tekken 6. It was in the midst of the Tekken 6.
Oh, was okay. So the original 6.0.
No, not
he was
6.0. I think it was BR. It was BR.
Okay.
It was BR. Yeah,
Okay.
and anyway, and afterwards I just played that. Yeah, I just scrubbed at my house with playing with a CPU in the arcade mode.
Oh, okay.
And few years later, the Tekken Tag 2 has come out.
Yeah, okay.
And then I started playing the online matches. That was my first online matches.
Okay,
in the Tekken.
And that's where you sort of met Cornova, right?
Yes,
Thomas.
right. Well, when I firstly met that Cornova was so retarded, like ridiculous.
Well, okay, tell us about that.
Yeah, when I firstly met the Cornova that time was like yeah, he was playing the random characters, like a random tactic, like a random text, such as like I can remember that it was Miguel and Anna.
Miguel and Anna.
Yeah, Miguel
beating the shit out of you.
Yes.
Okay.
And then after I played him, then he just immediately messaged me back, like in Korean. Are you Korean? in in the Korean.
Yeah, he
in
did
the
actually
Korean
mention that. I think that he mentioned that in the last podcast
language. Oh,
Yeah.
did he?
when he was
Yeah.
You guys must have this reader when you guys recognize each other. Oh, that's another
No,
kimchi.
apparently,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that he what happened was from memory is he was looking at some Tekken forum.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh
then
yeah,
he
I was
said,
at the top. I was at the forum.
yeah, and you were in the forum and you were Ceviel.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
then he saw Ceviel,
Yeah.
you know, on the in the name, and then he messaged you.
Good. That was quite honored for me. But
Oh, really? You didn't
Right,
know
so
him
what
at
did
the
you
time?
know? Do you knew who Cornova was?
no.
Oh,
never,
okay, well, then-
never.
Yeah, well, it's,
But what I felt when I firstly met Cornova was he was a god.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because like he was in the what I felt was like he was in like different levels.
well, don't
was
feed
his-
the guy more ego. I mean, he's listening right now. You know?
Oh wow!
We're gonna
He's a
trash
god,
him later.
mate.
I love
Oh,
it.
you're gonna trash
I'm
him later.
gonna trash him later. I'm gonna trash him later. He was so wrong about the too good and just lucky terms, and he sounded like I wasn't a worthy opponent.
Okay. So yeah, Ceviel, as you were saying, you know, you met the Cornova, and he said that he's a god, and so what? He took you to a lot of places, eh? Like, you know, he was taking you to Chicago's house, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
you
that
guys
was
were
like
playing a lot.
Yeah,
That's
that was
when
like
I first met you, eh?
Yeah, that was like a few months later.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we played each other in the player match, but like mostly.
Oh, Chicago.
No,
is
no,
that-
Abuja,
Yeah, and Chicago.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Just later
I,
Chicago.
I
yeah.
already knew Chicago at that
Oh,
time.
you already did.
Yeah.
What
I
about
already-
me? You didn't know
Not
me at
you,
the time. Oh,
because you
okay.
didn't play the online that time.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I had,
yeah.
yeah.
You didn't
really
play.
bad.
You didn't play much Tekken Tag 2, isn't it?
No, he did.
I
play...
did a lot at Chicago's house, like every weekend, and
Yeah, yeah,
Abuji's, like almost every week.
He mostly played.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he mostly
But
played in
offline,
the
yeah.
offline
I had
sessions.
shitty internet at the time, so
Yeah. I remember
Okay,
that.
okay.
And-
Oh, you was living in some student lodge, weren't you?
yeah. At that time, yes, that's
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
I remember
So
that.
yeah, that's right.
I remember
And that's where I first met him. One day we were at Chicago's house,
Yeah.
and Abuji just randomly was texting me, "Hey, I'm just gonna bring over a friend who is really cocky." Like at the time, they already know that he's quite cocky. Like I didn't meet this guy before, right? I didn't have
Stop
any
biting
impression
this
of him.
pillow, Samuel. I
Pillow
told you you're a
biter.
pillow biter, and you actually proved me right.
I'm actually biting on deliver, to be honest.
Oh
No,
my
because
goodness.
I'm going to give him some shit now, and he's nervous. That's why he was biting.
That's why he's
biting
biting the pillow,
Yeah, that's right,
okay.
exactly. So yeah, that's how I got to know him, and so we went to Chicago's house, and he was calling me Rambo. Yeah, at the time, he was just calling me Rambo. Okay, I didn't know this guy, and he didn't know me. It was just like, oh, so you're Rambo.
You're
Yeah,
Rambo.
that's
yeah,
what
but
I-
that's you.
Yeah,
That-
it is.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is that you tried to change your name so many times, and you failed. But everybody just calls you Rambo.
But cause you guys are friends at the time, I didn't know how. I was like, who the heck is this guy? And he's
Yeah.
calling me Rambo. Do I even know you? Like,
no,
you
no,
know?
no.
And he was kind of like just having this cocky manner. He was like, "Oh, I'm really good." Not literally saying it, but he the way he acted, the expression he had, he was
Yeah,
like,
okay.
"I'm really good. I'm gonna own you guys."
I'm
that
gonna
kind of
body
thing.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
You know, at that time I was like 16, like around 16 or 17.
You're trying to find excuse, eh? Don't.
Oh, I was too young.
Just accept it. Just accept it. That was you.
whatever.
Oh, this is
I already
too
gave
funny.
up.
Yeah.
So no, with that there, obviously that's where sort of you two, the friendship sort of
Yeah.
Yeah.
got, like, started
Well,
bonded. And
Well, it's not the first.
Yeah,
I don't
used
wanna...
to hate each other, to be honest with you.
used to hate each other.
Well, not hate each other. Well, like I always used to
I didn't
talk
hate-
shit about talk shit about him.
So that's where, like, we'll leave that for
Yeah, okay, yeah,
a bit later, because
Yeah.
I've got a lot of questions
Yeah, sure.
on that part. So let's talk about how
Sure.
you became like the Feng main rather than the
Alright,
Brian
yeah,
main.
sure,
What happened there?
What happened was that as I said, I started in DR
Mm-hmm.
and I started Brian at first, and then I tried law, but I wasn't going anywhere. Even though I sort of like I studied frame, I studied the game, that kind of stuff. I tried to talk to Richard about it. Because at the time I only knew Richard. Practically, Richard was the only person to talk with about Tekken, right? But I have to say he's a good player, but he's not very good at explaining things. And this is the attitude I often get from him. Just learn it yourself. You know,
They
that
always
kind of
say
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Just learn it yourself.
Just learn it yourself. You know.
Oh, okay.
So I had to find ways to learn it myself, right? But because he's a Feng main, okay, he plays Feng most of the time. He doesn't play. He plays Brian and Law casually.
Yeah.
So
What about Steve? I thought he also plays Steve.
Not
Steve.
until
No,
yeah.
he did for
He
a
did,
bit, but
yeah.
he plays everyone.
Yeah, he plays
yeah,
it.
he
But at the
must,
time, he was Feng heavy. Yeah, he was. His main character was Feng during
It still
the
is, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't know because I haven't pretty much. I think so, but I haven't met him lately. So he was playing Feng most of the time. So I was learning, paying close attention to how he plays Feng. And at the same time, because I'm a Chinese, Feng's a Chinese, he's a muscular. I kind of like him, and his martial arts kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Didn't you tell me at one point? You said, "Hey, Kono, you know Feng Wei. He's sort of like a Jet Li."
Yeah, he is. Well, his style is very similar to Jet Li. Because Jet Li's very first movie is called Shaolin, right?
Yeah.
And one of the the winning pose that Feng does is exactly the same as one of the saying in Shaolin.
Yeah, but that's because his martial arts was taken from
Shaolin,
from like a Shaolin sort of martial art kind of way.
Exactly.
So that's the reason why he sort of does it because. It's not really of Jet Li. He looks nothing like Jet Li.
Yeah, I know. I mean, in terms of the look, it's not. But
his
because
face
of
sort of looks like that guy from Fist of the North Star.
Which guy?
That main guy, that big muscly guy
really?
with the eyebrows.
Kenshu?
The eyebrows.
The eyebrows.
What's that?
Lao? I don't know.
Something like that, but
But
he's
he's
just...
based on Letsukaya from Baki.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think
so,
so?
yeah, he
is.
He is. Yeah. So anyway, that's how I switched my main to Feng.
Yeah.
And because at the time I think Feng was pretty good in terms of the character itself. So I couldn't. I was just stuck on like 7 times for my Brian. But later on, when I started playing Feng, I got, I sort of leveled up by paying attention to Richard. And then later on, I was very crazy about finding videos about, Japanese Feng, Korean Feng.
That's why you're a big fan of you.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I got to know you. At the time, there was Taizo.
You were so happy when he sent you that video.
Oh my god, thanks to Jamie. Hey, I have to thank you, Jamie, if you're listening to this. It's a big sum up for you. And congratulations on you beating Saint. You're a god.
He is a god.
Yeah, he is a
he
god.
really is.
Except you lost to you.
In Korea, in Korean Tekken forum, they called Jamie as the New Zealand Magu. That's
wow!
Yeah.
What's a Magu?
Magu is the best law player in the world.
In Korea as well. Yeah.
In Korea as well. But but they already recognized that Jamie the Zarza as a New Zealand Magu. So that's a big.
That's actually a big recognition.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, very big.
It is.
It is very big recognition.
It is. Good on you, Jamie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good on you.
definitely.
Good on you, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely good. I mean, it's definitely good that we're getting quite a lot of people, that they're sort of stepping up in the community,
Recognition as well,
and so basically, if in order to sort of get more of these people, what I probably suggest you guys all do is to go to Southern Cross Up, and that's to sign up. The Salt Shaker podcast is actually, going to be sponsoring a special person to be representing our brand, over in, in Southern Cross Up. All your fees and things like that would be paid for. I mean, obviously we're not going to pay for your flights and accommodation if you're out of Auckland, but if you can make it to Auckland, then definitely come to Southern Cross Up and sign up. Obviously, there's myself, there's Virtual Bacon, and there's Drax that's going to be, at Southern Cross Up. So feel free to hit us up, for some sort of little merchandise. I'm pretty sure that by then we'll probably have a few stickers printed out. So maybe decorate your arcade stick or something like that. You maybe stick it on your shirt or something, whatever. But, as long as you're representing Salt Shaker Podcast and giving us support, that's great. But in the meantime, we're going to go on break, so don't go away. And we've actually made an ad for Southern Cross Up, so feel free to have a listen.
Hey there, kia ora, ni hao ma, konnichiwa, and annyeong haseyo. We would like to formally invite...
You're taking too long. Come to Southern Cross Up. Woo!
Head on down to Southern Cross-Up, happening at the Crown Plaza from the 6th to the 8th of October.
Meet the entire fighting game community.
Meet our very own E-Black Cornova. Killer boys with some killer games.
If you like fighting games, bring your mates. Everyone's invited.
Hey man, you guys shut up. I'm trying to play.
Yeah, just don't be that guy.
Get ready for such titles as Street Fighter V,
Super Smash Brothers.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
And last but not least, our
Tekken
very...
7!
Crazy girl! Kids, please ask your parents before attending. No Tekken players were harmed during the making of this production. No Tekken players' feelings were harmed during the making of this production. If you're ever inclined to do so...
Tekken, 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 Tekken.
Hey, what's up, internet? It's Virtual Bacon.
This is Cornova,
Hi, this is Squishy Bub,
Hey, this is NCA.
This is Zazo.
and you're listening to
and you're listening to
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
the Salt Shaker Podcast.
Alright, and we're back, guys. So definitely come to Southern Cross-Up, and that's happening next weekend, and it's going to be good. So for those that just tuned in, I've got Rambo and Ceviel here. Now, let's just talk about some of the funny things now.
Sure.
So, you two
Yes.
have obviously developed a friendship when it comes between Tekken now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't call that as a friendship. It's a family.
Well,
It's a parent relationship.
It's a parent.
well,
Oh yeah, that's
Even
right.
better,
So,
eh?
Yeah.
so
Even
tell
better.
us about.
money.
Yeah. My favorite adult.
Okay. So before we get into all of that, I just wanted to actually just play this bit, and so this song, it just sounded like how you two always call each other the best. Oh, you're the best. You're the best. So that's one of the things that that's one of the first quotes that I've ever heard from you two.
Yeah.
So
yeah, okay.
okay,
And
so
there's a story behind it. I'm gonna.
there's a
explain
story.
that later,
Okay, so
yeah.
let's let's get into that. I
Okay,
want to
okay.
actually hear this
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So, first of all, I
Yeah.
know that you two you two have a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
We do.
You guys talk a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say that much. Like every time when we go to Chicago's house,
Yeah.
I always I'll be outside because
Yeah.
I'm always the one that comes late.
Yeah.
So I'll knock on the door, nobody's there, and I'll knock on I'll try and throw a rock at the window.
Yeah.
And nobody hears me. So I have to go all the way to the back and start knocking on the door
Yeah.
because all I hear coming out of the window is, "Oh, you're tuku tuku tuku," and then you're the best. Nobody can beat you.
Yeah.
And, just things
That
like
kind of
that.
stuff. Yes. Yeah.
So,
Actually, I you know what? I brought over a list of terms.
a
that-
list. You even have a list.
Yes,
Oh
This guy
my-
prepared
I
a lot
do.
for this
I
podcast.
prepared
man.
just for this podcast. So I've prepared a list of terms that were created in our Tekken group over the years.
So let's see. Okay, who is the original? In
Right.
this group.
Okay.
So it is obviously I'm part time.
yes,
Yeah,
you're
so
part-time.
So I have sometimes I'll go, sometimes I don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
yeah.
but the ones that go all the time.
Yeah, so the
would be-
full-timers. Yeah.
Full-timers.
Full
Yeah.
time.
So the full-timers would be me, Abuji, so that's Thomas or Konova,
Yeah.
aka, and Ceviel, and obviously Chicago, that's Feng,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we have some casuals sometimes.
Yeah.
BG join us
Yeah,
from
yeah.
time to time, or
Steve Lee as
Steve Lee at
Yeah,
the time.
Steve Lee.
Yeah,
Well, you guys
and
don't remember-
Jamie very
Very
casually,
little. Yeah.
very
Very
casually.
very rarely.
Yeah, very rarely. Yeah.
If someone who doesn't know about the Steve Lee, well, he's actually in the Australia
Oh, is he?
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
is he?
okay.
He's
okay.
already moved to Australia.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you
It's
guys know-
another kimchi.
Oh
Sorry.
wow.
Why are you being so
okay.
racist?
yeah.
Yeah, you think
Anyway.
another dumpling here?
Yeah, that's right.
I cook
am.
dumplings. I cook dumplings. You can have some if you want.
No,
what
thank
if,
you.
What if kimchi dumplings?
Kimchi dumplings. They're not kimchi dumplings. So
There
sorry.
is, there
I know.
is.
I'm saying those are not kimchi dumplings. So I'm
It's
sorry.
like kimchi.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so I've made a list of terms we've created. So most of the terms were created by either me and Thomas. Okay,
Okay,
Abuji.
okay.
So these are the terms. Not all of them, but the most outstanding ones
Okay.
I've created. So
Okay.
big low, big bit, or as big, big,
So
big,
you're
big,
the
big,
one.
big,
Okay.
big, big,
So
yeah.
you're the one that created Big Low.
Yeah,
Okay.
big low, big mid, and big, big, big.
What's
or-
big Mitt? What's
So,
that?
so
Just the-
big, big,
just
big
the one
is
who
just
spams the big-
who
like a
spams
big
big moves. So
Okay.
instead of saying, "Oh, you're spamming big moves," I just say, "Oh, just big, 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 big."
Okay, so big,
yeah,
big,
just
big.
being,
Okay.
you know,
So
sarcastic,
let's say like maybe pause. His
Yeah,
death
all the
first.
time.
Big.
Yeah,
Okay,
or
okay.
who does who spans death first?
that's what
or,
he called-
you know, that demon something. You
Yeah.
know, that big low move.
Yeah, Demolition Man.
Yeah,
okay.
something like that.
Demon Man.
Yeah.
And that's what he called called to my AD as well, like a back and forth.
Yeah, because
Back one
we
full.
used to
Big, big, big,
spam moves, right? So I created this term just to diss him because
Okay.
he used to spam big moves, alright?
Okay.
Because you know how in Tinky Tag 2, a lot of
Yeah.
big moves are not reactable. But because of the game system, for example, the throws were very difficult to break.
Yeah, in
and,
Tekken Tag 2
in
it
Tekken
was.
Tag 2, even Snake Edge was very hard to block. So it becomes a pure guessing game in that sense.
Yeah.
So and he was a master of spamming big moves.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
at one,
I was actually a spamming scrub because
Yeah,
like,
he
I
was-
played
yeah.
a lot of the
but it was very
online.
difficult
Why
to
are
beat
you
at
Why
first.
are you being so modest, man? I thought that you were very cocky
At the time, yes.
at the time, but now he's sort
At
of
the time.
calmed down.
Yeah.
Because I think he has
Come
learned
on.
that spamming is not a very wise thing to do in the long run.
No, but
Yeah.
he's so good in the arcades. Like everyone, like he beats everyone. in
Of
arcades.
course, it was laggy.
Okay.
So that's why I was a bit upset, you know,
Okay.
with him at the time because
Okay.
he was he comes across
So is
as
that where
someone.
you guys came up with the random hop kick and?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
random,
That's right.
yeah.
Random.
Random,
Stuff,
okay, yeah,
Random
random.
actually was something Thomas
Yeah, that was from
created.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Random.
So apart from this big, I created the D punch.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
dick jab.
Yes.
No, it wasn't dick jab. Like,
It
I
was
think,
dick punch at
Yeah,
first.
dick punch. But then I think that it was Chicago that said dick jab.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
because I remember every time when he comes over,
Yeah.
and I'm playing online,
Yeah.
and he's like, "What are you doing? Just dick jab, dick jab." Yeah, so
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
What was the actual name of? What's the actual name for the dick jab?
So
It's
when
just
I
down
first called
one.
it,
Down
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
just
D1.
duck
That's a-
punch. Yeah.
The duck punch.
Yeah,
okay.
or crouching
punch.
crouch
Okay.
punch
Crouch
or something
punch,
like that.
okay.
Yeah, 'cause like
but
a-
it's so hard to say. So
Yeah,
crouch
it is
punch.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just dick punch.
Yeah, cause
Easy.
Okay.
yeah, until
Yeah.
until someone told me it is actually like a down punch
Yeah,
or D1.
it is down
I
punch,
actually
yeah.
knew that it was a proper name for
Name
the,
for it. Okay.
Yeah,
So
D1.
you thought it was actually called dick punch.
Yeah.
Oh, too good. And this one innocent kid. Too good. Too good.
Okay, there's not. Okay, there's one. There's
Yeah.
one. There's one. There's one. too
No,
good.
no, but
Yeah.
they're already counting it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
cool.
already counting it. Don't
Okay,
worry.
cool.
You don't need to count it. It's-
Okay.
You can also rewatch this later on.
Okay, I can stream like a more confident then.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so another couple of terms I created was too good, obviously, and just lucky, and immediately punch back or rush zombie style,
Okay.
I'll call it. And
So
also
rush. What was that again?
rush zombie style.
Rush zombie style.
Yeah,
okay.
or
Rush-
immediately punch back. So the story behind this particular term was at one stage I always do negative attacking, so I don't like staying on negative.
Yeah.
So when Thomas punched me with a 1, obviously it's on +1 and I'm
Okay.
-1.
Yeah.
But I don't like staying on negative, so I always attack back. So
Okay.
at one stage he got very pissed. He was like, "Why do you always attack on minus?" I was like, "Because I don't like staying, on minus." So I immediately punch back.
Okay.
I said,
okay.
I call this a rush zombie style.
Yeah.
Rush zombie.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then he wasn't upset anymore. He was just laughing his ass
Okay,
off.
rush zombie. Okay.
Yeah, because you know
So-
how in Resident Evil,
Yeah,
those
they
rush
just rush,
zombies,
yeah.
even you
Okay.
hit them with a pistol, they still rush in, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
okay.
like they are
Yeah.
not negative. Why are you
Okay.
rushing in?
Okay.
Same thing.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't even understand about this like
right,
rush
yeah.
back, but like after I experienced from Rambo's the Kazuya's downfall, when Kazuya's downfall 2 and D jab, then I realized, then I learned
Yeah.
it.
Then also I created this no
you're-
one can touch you.
See, you're
Yeah.
my teacher.
Was I? And I can never beat you. Okay, the story behind those was again related to Ceviel. So most of the terms I created was either related to him or
Okay,
Konova.
okay.
So why did I say no one can touch you or I can never beat you or just lucky? So at one stage in Tekken Tag 2,
Okay.
because he was like really random and he was
Okay.
spamming these big moves like
Yeah.
pure guessing game.
Yeah.
But I'm still.
At one time it was
I'm
very
still
do that though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I still stand.
He's still, but it's not as effective. But in
Okay.
Tekken Tag 2, at early stage, it was very effective,
Yeah.
and he was beating me, and he was beating Chicago, right?
Yeah, okay.
So I got particularly upset because I think this is a new guy and he's not that good in terms of basics.
And he doesn't respect the elderly.
Yeah, exactly. He
I
doesn't.
guess, yeah.
But
yeah,
what
yeah.
can I say? He's spamming these unseeable moves, and he was beating us, right?
Yeah.
So I was quite pissed, but at the same time, I couldn't say I'm pissed because that would look very bad.
Oh
So
my god.
instead, I would say like, oh, you know what, you too good, you too good. But I sounded really like salty. I was really salty, and I was being very sarcastic.
Okay.
But he took it
So
as if
how
I
did
was
he? So where did that term "too good" come from?
Yeah, so that's when I was just like being very salty. It was like, oh, you too good. No one can touch you. You're the best. You're the best.
Okay.
Yeah, because like
And then
yeah, there was a history like when we had. Yeah, we actually like went to the Thomas's
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
before,
Yeah.
And I played the Kuma and Panda to him and Chicago.
yeah.
Okay.
A lot
They
of
were-
different weird
and there was like
characters.
actually it was the first experience of like playing the Kuma and Panda for them.
Yeah. Okay.
And-
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
used to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so-
no many
Yeah,
people
like,
did.
Yeah.
since I played the Kuma and Panda to them, and
We
like,
couldn't deal with this big low spamming
Yeah.
and throws
At that-
and then
at that
hop kick
time,
out of nowhere.
Yeah, at that time, like Rambo was really pissed off.
Yeah, I was really pissed.
so
I was really pissed.
So how did so when you were saying you're too good, but
Yeah.
then you're just saying you're just too good.
Yeah.
But then how did him like sort of making it faster,
Yeah.
repeating it more,
Yeah.
and raising the pitch, how did that come about?
Well, he thought it was funny, He thought it was funny. He didn't take it seriously. I was actually very upset.
I never take seriously.
Yeah,
to be
he
honest.
never took it seriously
Why do I have
until.
to take seriously?
So what happened was actually this involved a Konova as well. What happened was that I developed this habit of saying too good.
Yeah. Okay.
For a while, I was quite upset. I always get upset at Tekken for a
Okay.
while,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And
And
when
that has-
sometimes when Thomas beats me, I also say, oh, you know what, you too good.
Okay.
And then he says, oh, don't get upset. And I couldn't say I was getting upset, so I was like, no, I'm praising you. What do you mean? And he's like, look at how you say it. And then they made a tuk.
Okay,
So
oh,
they made it
okay.
funny. So
Yeah, yeah.
instead of they tried to calm me down.
Because of you two,
Yeah.
a lot of the Tekken community are now saying that.
Yeah.
So
Because it's become
Can I
funny.
actually see the commentaries now?
nah, it's not that. It hasn't kicked off that much.
Yeah, I can
but-
see one.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see one from there.
Yeah, yeah.
But
so,
yeah.
I'll have a look.
So anyway, so it was well, I created this term because I was upset. But people like Ceviel and Thomas, they sort of made it into some funny expression to cheer me up.
Okay.
And then so I
So
adapted
is
to
that why?
as
Is
well,
that
yeah.
Is that why he started saying, "Oh, don't worry, I
Yeah,
lost."
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay.
You
So
know,
where
yeah.
did that come from? Don't worry, I lost.
Well, actually, I think the "Don't worry" was coming from me.
I
think so.
Actually, don't worry was coming from you, but like when you say, "Oh, I lost and just lucky," it was also because then in the middle and later stage, I figured out his style completely. So
okay.
he couldn't even touch me anymore.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
later
right.
on, I was doing all the shit he was doing it to me, like
Right,
spamming
right.
lows and throws and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
on.
yeah,
and, then,
okay.
and then later on, because he came across, I said as a cocky guy, so I
Yeah.
was trying to be cocky back to him. I was like, after beating him, I said, "Oh, don't worry, you too good. I'm just lucky beating you." So you can see I was being very sarcastic
Okay,
and
okay.
I was
Yeah.
dissing him. So
Yeah.
that's where just lucky.
This stuff
yeah.
is gold. That's all I can say. It's brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
Just like how much, like because I've interviewed someone like for the likes of maybe Abuji, like Thomas.
Yeah.
Where this is way before this sort of group that developed.
Yeah.
And then I go and I interview Jamie, who's also like sort of doing his own thing.
Yeah.
So I guess that and I have Milky and Virtual Bacon on the other night, and they do their own thing. So it's actually good, sort of everyone just sort of going through this podcast and saying, okay, well this is what these guys get up to. Oh, this is what I get up to, and this is what Jamie gets up to, and just things like that. So it's actually pretty good, for the community as well. So. Yeah, with that one. Okay, one question though that I want to hear this. Okay, who do you think is better out of you two?
Of course.
In terms of
what?
Tekken, playing Tekken.
Of course,
well,
Rambo.
yeah,
It's
it would
Rambo.
be me, of course.
It would be.
Hey, I got
Yeah,
third
Rambo.
place in TWT.
Okay, I thought
I
that.
got 8 now. I got
Yeah,
8
I
in
know,
the
but
PWT.
like if you guys were to play
Yeah.
again, like,
Yeah.
do you think that you could beat him easily?
No.
No, not
No,
really.
no,
Not really.
so-
I mean,
no, no,
between
no.
high level players, there's always let's say
I thought that you two would actually argue like, oh no, you're really good, and then no, you're really good.
he is really good, but
What are you
yeah.
talking about?
But
Why are you
I'm not
always
sure if
lying?
I can beat you, to be honest,
I
because
don't think so. It'll be same. And take a 7 this
So what? How many? Okay, out of 10 matches,
Yeah.
how much do you think you will win?
One.
Out of
1 out of 9.
ah,
out of
come
9.
on,
Yeah,
he's
1
just
out of 9.
now he's being overly humble as always.
It's not the overly
Overly humble as
I'm telling
always.
the truth.
There's another thing
Don't
about
worry.
him. You know what? You just reminded of me, because you're sometimes you're overly humble. You always say that you're the worst player in New Zealand. Why do you say that? Why do you
Why-
say
why
that?
do you say
yeah,
that
why
you're
do
the
you say
worst
you're
player?
the worst player in?
Well,
Tell me.
actually, there's a reason.
Why?
Of calling myself as the worst player.
Yeah?
Like the worst
Yeah,
player.
why is
You
that?
do tell me you
Well,
truly believe
first
it.
of all, I'm just a scrub. I'm just a scrub that loves to spare.
Okay.
Rather than playing normal, as usual, as normal.
You know what? You know
I'm
I
not
was
even-
talking to Saint the other day, and
Saint?
Saint,
Yeah,
the
Saint.
other day, and he was telling me, because I asked him a question. I asked him, "What do you think about those players who spam random moves?" He actually says that people who can spam random moves, they're very good. So how can you say that you're a spamming scrub? According to Saint, you should be really good because you're so good at spamming random moves and big moves. You can't say you're the worst player in New Zealand. Come on, admit
No,
it.
but he just likes to be overly humble.
I
like
know,
you say.
exactly.
What are you
That's my
talking
point. And look at Dan. Now Dan has took on Ceviel number 2. You know,
Ceviel number 2.
he's now Ceviel number 2.
Yeah, he just called he's just starting to copy me out of nowhere.
Well, why would he copy you? Maybe we should ask him in the chat. You know.
Yeah.
So why
Hello,
do you...
Dan Bento. Are you on the chat now?
He should be, but no, he'll reply later.
Well, I can see Cornova
Yeah,
there.
you can see Cornova,
Hi,
but-
Abuji.
Abuji. So, okay, getting back onto topic here.
Sure,
So,
yeah.
with you two saying, so obviously
Yeah.
now you're saying, yeah, I'm a much better player than Ceviel.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying? I'm
that's
a much
true.
better Ceviel?
I wouldn't
Come on,
say
just
I'm
accept
much
it.
better.
Just accept it.
I wouldn't say I'm much better than you,
You're
but
much better. You're my idol. Don't worry.
look, you need to allow me to be overly humble as well.
Yeah, because you're already
No,
being
I'm not
overly
overly
humble now.
But to be honest, I don't think I'm much better than him because in high level there's always uncertainty. I
Yeah,
mean,
okay.
You know, everyone can beat everyone except maybe Thomas is at the moment one level higher than everyone else, and all other high level players have chances to beat one another. I think that's
Yeah, okay.
my honest opinion. Yeah, that's apart from all the shit talk.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, but the shit talk is like, it's pretty much its own sort of game.
Yeah,
Because, you sort of shit talk each other and
yeah,
then
that's right.
you sort of get
Yeah.
in their head
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, as much as I say shit about Thomas, but I respect him as a friend as well as a
Oh, I mean,
good player. You
look,
know,
look,
Don't
I
worry,
think
I
that-
also respect you as well.
yeah, that's true.
Omani and
No,
Abuji.
I think that end of the day there, I mean, everyone are friends in Tekken.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, we all have the same interests.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't really,
course.
if you don't play the same game or if you don't have the same interest, you're not going to be playing Tekken together.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
I think that that's another way to look at it in a in a sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that everyone are friends. I mean, at first, I didn't like the way Thomas played, but and also BG,
Yeah.
and all those other people. But
Yeah.
when you get to know them, they're really cool people.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
I was listening to the interview you did with Thomas, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And how he talked about he didn't like Beige and everything.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about my first impression of Thomas.
Okay.
This is gold. This is
Okay,
where
go on.
I'm going to trash Thomas.
Okay, go on.
So, when I first saw this guy, he was always having this angry face on him. Okay, he looked totally like an ass. Okay, asshole. And one day he was actually playing against a girl, and he beat this girl, and he was charging. Okay, he was key charging.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
that's right.
That doesn't sound like Thomas.
I know, but he did. He
Really?
did because Richard saw it. Richard was the first one who told me about this, and he was like, "Oh, look at this Korean dude." And at the time, we just had no name for him. It was just like this Korean dude.
Yeah.
He key charged on a girl. Yeah. And that's the first impression I got. Not until actually I think
this is news to me. This is news.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's where I have
It's
to
like,
trash
what?
him.
What? Why would he do that?
I don't know. But that's what Richard told me, and this is the impression I had of him. But personally, I thought he was a very unhappy and unfriendly dude at first.
Yeah.
But of course, later on, that was all wrong. That was all fake. In he's such a nice person. So
No, like I said, is that once you sort of get to know the person,
exactly.
you
the
sort
community.
of everyone just sort of says, oh, okay, well, I guess that everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that you call him what do you call Rambo again?
Omoni?
Yeah, Omoni. So what is that, mum?
Yeah, that means mom.
So
Abuji means dad.
okay, so can you tell me about why you call them these?
Are
you adopted by them?
No, well, actually, there's like a calling Thomas as Abuji.
Yes.
This is actually not started from me.
From
It was started from Chicago,
yeah.
Chicago, who's known as the cookie cutter. in Korean.
Okay.
Cookie cutter.
Chicago, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about that. I know that I heard the story, but maybe you want to retell this again.
Well, the first motivation of starting to call the Thomas as Abuji started from Chicago after he watched the Korean drama.
Okay.
And that drama was the title of the drama was the Hears. The Hears.
Okay.
And from one of the episodes, one of the actor from that episode said kept saying that Abuji, 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 Abuji.
Okay.
And that has impressed a lot to the to the Chicago.
Yeah.
And Chicago started to call the Thomas as Abuji.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first and the last. And there was the only innovation from that invented
from
the
Chicago.
Chicago.
Because at the time,
And that was the biggest.
that was actually becomes the most
takes
famous.
Well, Abuji, that just took off.
Because
It's like the word Abuji just stuck a rocket up its ass and then it just went up. I don't know how it got so popular.
Well, actually
it's just like now everybody's sort of talking to Thomas as Abuji.
Because he's one of the best player. So Chicago created this term because he was
I know the reason why he started calling Abuji.
Because he sort of took care of you guys and trained you
he-
at the same time. And
when he
A fatherly figure.
because also he was
Okay.
the best player out of all of us.
Yeah.
He won most of the time, right?
Yeah,
Unless he was really tired or whatever. Otherwise, he was this fatherly figure. He was always winning. It's sort of disciplining other.
There's so many
Yeah.
meanings, but I think the most.
So that's why.
I think the biggest was
yeah.
he was just taking care of the younger Korean kids like
Yeah,
me.
exactly. Like you were
Like
underage at the time.
I was. Well, actually, I was the first son of him, to be honest.
And
then we had Han.
Yeah,
and Chogela, who's the Peter.
Peter,
and then
then Banta.
we had another one, Banta.
The half caste.
Yeah, half caste.
The last.
Yeah, half blooded.
The
Half-blooded
brother.
Mishima, right?
Last.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, what about
Yeah.
me? Am I the Kazuya? Because
No,
I got discarded.
you're practically the eldest son and the eldest son. Yeah. The first son and the eldest son.
Yeah, but
Okay.
then you have Chogela, who's older
Third
than,
son.
much older than.
No, we don't do it by that
You don't
logic.
do it by age. You just
No,
do it
not
by.
by age.
Oh, so you basically do it like
So because he
like
came first.
Journey to the West.
Yeah, exactly.
Like so
yeah.
you have Monkey
Who
King,
joined first,
you have
yeah.
Wukong, and then you had.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
okay.
whoever joined first
Okay.
became the eldest son,
Yeah,
then
but-
the second, then the third, then the last.
I
Yeah.
see.
That's
I see.
the logic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, not by how good they are.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
anyway, in the Korean order,
Yeah.
we also have a respective calls for the older people.
Yeah.
Even they are older, 1
1
year
year
old.
old.
So what? So do you? I know that
We
Dan
call-
Banta always calls you Hyung.
Yeah, Hyung.
Yeah.
That's
so,
in the Korean.
Oh, really?
That's the Korean perspective.
oh, okay.
It's not
Brother?
So
in
Yeah.
English. Even we are even they're older or
yeah,
younger.
you
They
just call them by the name.
yeah,
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
call
No
their
difference,
names
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you, right?
Mhm.
You.
Okay.
Calling you in English is really common and
But in
really
Korean, it's
obvious.
very
Yeah.
but in Korea it's
disrespectful.
Not.
Oh,
It's
okay.
disrespectful.
I see.
yeah,
I see. Okay.
But anyway, in the Korean community, for between those younger people like
Mhm.
me and Chagela
Mhm.
and Hans, we are actually having we actually have like a different age. We're actually in different age, but we don't care about calling Hyung or something.
Yeah, because
okay.
you guys been here for
We just-
what,
yeah,
for
we
so
just-
long,
we just-
right?
Well, I mean, if you've been here for long enough, I mean,
Yeah.
you sort of get rid of that habit.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, I mean,
But
I'm-
not for Danbenta. Not for Danbenta. He just calls Hyung. He has to call Hyung because he's 17.
okay.
He's teenager.
Wow. Okay.
So what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that because, you know, me and you we're both
Yeah.
Chinese in
Yeah,
a way. So you know, we have different names for
Yeah.
everyone. You know, so
Yeah, who sang with him? Who's Chris who?
Yeah.
No,
well,
what was his Chinese name?
Hu Sang.
Yeah, Hu Sang. You know,
That's
you know
my
his
nickname.
the PS3 name. The PS3 ID.
Oh,
was,
okay. I want to actually explain this.
Okay.
xuan he yingzi actually means Mr. Mysterious River,
Oh,
and
is
the
it?
reason.
so you
yeah.
just translated into English.
Yeah,
Mr.
kind of. Not exact
Right.
translation, but sort of.
What about
Okay.
RL? Red
Oh
light.
yeah, at the time.
So
like, it was red
what did you have? You had Rambo Clark.
Yes, that's
And
right.
then what? You had
Red Lightning.
Swiper as your
Never.
Nina.
No, I never played Nina.
Oh, okay.
So that wasn't me.
And then you had Red Lightning.
Red Lightning, and then
or what
Mr.
you actually you misspelt that. You actually wrote it as Red Lighting.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Red
I've been
Lighting.
telling you that
Like
all this
K-Roll,
time.
Red Lighting.
Lighting, like you Red Light District. I don't know.
Like bloody K-Roll.
So you had that on your name for at least a good 6 months.
Oh my god, that became a laugh stock. I didn't know about this.
I mean,
Yeah,
actually,
it's-
what's the reason
There
why
was
you
no
call-
L. There was no L in your
Oh, really?
lightning. Yeah. it
So
was-
later I just changed to a RL because I just couldn't be bothered to
I mean,
spell
what-
the whole thing.
I mean, what's the meaning for the red lightning?
Nothing at the time. I just liked.
I think we all started making fun of him. We started
really?
going like the blue lightning, the green
lightning.
lightning.
Yeah, Power Ranger.
You know what?
Power Ranger.
You know what? In Discord, like in our Discord
Yeah,
channel,
yeah, yeah.
recently,
Yeah.
we also made the like a fun with the Black House name, like a gray out, yellow
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Oh,
we
really?
did that.
Yeah,
Grey
That was
out.
pretty funny.
I made
White out.
I was the yellow out.
Yellow out.
Whatever that
But
means.
now,
eh?
but now my Discord name is Can't Be Dumbventer.
Why? Like, is he too good?
Yeah, he's really good.
He's really
He's
good?
very good.
Okay.
He's super good.
So he can beat both of you, you think?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Do you have,
I have no comment.
do you have any confidence to beat the Dumbventer?
Not really.
See?
Oh, come on, man. Come on. This isn't a roast and banter event.
See, yeah. Once I already have the experience of the loss
Yeah.
from the Dumbventer and the
Yeah.
Rambus.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I
but you were
lost the
complaining it was lagging and everything. You were like belittling him.
That's
'Cause
not
you said-
cool. That's not
Because
cool.
you said it was because it was
No.
laggy and you was playing a suck pet and then you
Yeah.
beat him offline. What, 6 times in a row? That's what you said.
Oh my god.
I'm just reviewing the truth.
Really? Did I?
Yeah, you did.
You guys
I can't
even
remember.
Chikage was talking trash though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
He talks so much trash.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the funny thing about Chikage is that he doesn't like anyone. He's like, I hate that person. I hate that person. I hate that person. I hate everyone. So I think that he just doesn't like anyone. You know?
Just the talk. Just
Yeah.
the talk.
Yeah.
Just the talk. I
Yeah,
don't
just
like
the talk.
anyone.
Anyway, actually, I've got another couple of things on my list, which was from
Oh,
Thomas.
back to the list. Okay.
Yeah, back to the
back
list.
Back to the list.
So actually, there were a couple of expressions that was created, which is quite well known as well. Was created by Thomas. So the first one's called crazy. You know how we say,
Oh,
"Oh,
you
you crazy,
crazy.
You crazy."
So the story behind this was actually during BR, there
Yeah.
was a period where he often came to where I used to live in a, like you said, in a hostel, right?
Yeah.
And every weekend we used to practice, you know,
Yeah.
BR. And there was once he was using Brian and I was using Feng. Okay, both of us was winning or losing, whatever you call it. So it was a matter of one move to kill. So he did a back one on me, and instead of just blocking, I did a back one to him, and then I showed it, and he died. And then he was like,
So that was things like the back
the
one,
back, the palm,
yeah,
the palm,
okay,
he got
okay,
countered. So I showed her and he died. And he was like, oh, and I thought, oh, he was gonna praise me. He was gonna say, oh, you're very good, you're very
Yeah.
smart, you read me.
Yeah.
But instead he was like, oh, you crazy, you did back one on minus. So I was laughing my ass off, and then
Okay.
we start using crazy for people who does some big random move
Apparently
unexpectedly.
that's like Chikage says that to me all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
About with my Xiao Yu. It's
See,
just
this-
like You're crazy.
Because you do like unexpected move on
Yeah,
negative
exactly,
turn.
yeah.
So that's crazy. And also he also had another term called desperate throw. That's
desperate throw.
yeah, desperate throw.
Yeah.
So the story behind this particular term was that sometimes when I'm losing, right, and I go up and throw him,
Yeah.
and every time he get killed, he will say, "Oh, you just go for desperate throw." I hate it because you know that you desperate.
Well, you do
try
do
to
that.
Yeah.
You do. Like, I really hated that. Like, especially like playing your thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I would think it's just like, okay, so you're just gonna zone me out, but instead you just come just running in,
throw. Yeah,
just
yeah.
running in, and then just doing that. You know that 12 throw. You know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's
you know,
right.
the
The
that
double
thing
throw,
one.
yeah.
That punching
Yeah.
throw. Yeah, it's so stupid. Stupid.
But that's the whole idea because it's unexpected.
Actually, what I mostly
Yeah.
like remembering was like
I
hate
told you
that
you're
throw.
desperate throw.
yeah, like no, I mean like I remember that like Thomas lost to you
Yeah.
for one round
Yeah.
because
yeah.
of like he did the desperate dick jab on like he did the desperate dick jab when he was like
Negative 16.
when he was like a negative 16 and
Okay.
then what did he do after the
What did he
desperate
do?
dick jab and then desperate throw
Yeah,
my-
so
dick jab
dick
and rising
big.
and
yeah.
dick jab and rising throw
Yeah.
and he said and Thomas was like nodding like
Yeah, he was all,
like
always
he was
nodding.
just shaking his head
And of course, mix up galore was another term.
mix up
for it.
galore, yeah, mix up
that's a
galore.
very
Was it-
well-known expression as well.
is it actually
So
was it-
what is this mix up galore? So obviously it's like high low mid high low
Yeah, so
high
because
mid.
when I
not
play
high,
Feng
high,
against
just
him,
like a mid-low, mid-low.
I do all sorts of like back turn mix-ups or forward 3+4.
Yeah,
You know
okay.
that hand thing.
Yeah, yeah.
and lots
Yeah,
of
yeah.
different mix-ups.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I just kill him with mix-ups all day, and just like all of a sudden he created this term called mix-up galore. He's calling it, oh, you just a mix-up galore. That means a person who just mix up all day to spam mix-ups to kill people.
Yeah.
So that's another term he created.
Actually,
for us.
I didn't
For
even
me.
know. I actually didn't even know about what the mix up galore is, but like
Galore means massive
I-
quantity.
Yeah, I know, but like I didn't even know what it is, what it actually is. But like I just learned this from the Rambo.
Yeah.
Like after he lost to me by like 80s the 80s the
Low or mid spin on the floor.
you know the 80s the off 4-3.
yeah.
Awful 3 and
Yeah.
low and awful 3
or mid. Yeah,
after
that's
he
right.
lost to that and then he said mix up galore to me.
Yeah, you're just
Oh,
a mix
wow.
up galore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And
Okay.
then I learned.
So all
I
these
learned everything
terms,
from you. Yeah.
Exactly. So all these terms are basically created to
Just from
describe-
salt, right?
Yeah,
From
exactly.
salt. Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone was getting salty, and then
Yeah,
they just-
exactly.
I still think that Abuji is actually one of the first ones that
Yeah.
came up, and then obviously because everyone like you, Chogula, Rambo, always just say tuka tuka. So everyone sort of goes, what are they doing?
What's
Yeah.
Chocolate?
Does Chogula say that?
Not in real, not in actual.
Oh,
Not in
okay,
actual,
okay.
but like
so,
he just say it in the Discord or like.
oh,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So everyone thought it
He
was
never-
funny, but
yeah.
not many people know about the background story.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They know where it originated.
Yeah. It's just our culture.
What was the reason for
Your culture.
Yeah,
It's just
sort of
our
like within the
territory's
group.
culture.
So it's
Our
a
group's
culture.
culture.
It's a culture between
It's a
like, a
subculture.
bunch of Chinese and a bunch of Koreans.
Yeah.
No, we just call them family. Abuji, Omoni, and sons.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Uncle
Didn't you
BG.
guys always
Uncle
have?
BG.
Didn't you guys always have the the Korea versus China, like
yeah.
competitions at
Kinda,
Chikage's house?
yeah.
Kinda.
Dumpling versus
Yeah, we
kimchi.
just call
Yeah.
it dumpling versus kimchi.
And then you have Jerry Lee coming over as well. So Jerry Lee sometimes comes over, but then he sort of, I remember he also had some really good nights, and then he'll beat you, he'll beat Ceviel, he'll
Yeah.
beat Chikage.
Yeah.
So everyone's just like, oh, Taiwan came and beat everyone.
Oh, right. He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I remember now. He did.
Well,
Yeah, that's right.
Well, actually, there's a funny story about Jerry with me. to be
Okay,
honest.
go on.
Yeah, actually, when I firstly saw Jerry was in the Jamie's house.
Okay.
Yeah, and I firstly played Jerry.
Yeah.
And Jerry lost to my randoms and spams.
Yeah.
Did he get upset?
Very upset. Very upset. And
Okay.
then afterwards, like a few years later, I just met him again in the time zone.
Yeah.
in the Tekken Tag 2,
Okay.
and we played a lot each
Yeah,
other
yeah,
at that time
yeah.
for the deathmatch.
I'm pretty sure he didn't want to grade you.
Yeah, he was really really pissed off with my characters.
Well, who's not pissed off at how you used to play? Tell me one person that's not pissed off at how you used to play.
I can
Rambo?
tell you. I can tell you that.
Rambo Clark.
I always get pissed off.
Omoni.
I got pretty pissed off.
Yeah,
you got pissed
exactly.
off.
I got really pissed off. I mean, like, especially in Tekken 7, where it was like when I was playing Xiao Yu, and then you played Lili, and then it's just always like down forward 4, 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 4, down forward 4.
Yeah, that's true.
So cheap.
Why? Just fucking just low parry.
Yeah, low parry. Yeah, no. I only recently just started studying the game.
Yeah.
And stuff. I used to never, do labbing or anything like that.
I never.
Actually, when I firstly saw the Steven was like really like a long time ago, like a way earlier than when I made the Rambo.
You meet Steven. You
Yeah,
meet
I
Chrono
met
before me.
Yeah, before you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
came
did.
to my house, and then
No,
first thing.
not in your house. Like we didn't even know each other.
Oh,
at the time.
okay. I don't know.
I was just a scrub that time, to be honest. And like I saw that time like I saw that was my first experience with like first battle with Link Xiaoyu.
But
And-
Probably
instead of
hated it.
getting raped, you were.
Yeah, I got raped from
Oh,
him.
you
I
did.
got raped.
Okay.
And like and that time like I was getting raped by one Xiaoyu and Link player, and he was
Wasn't that Kenny?
no
as
he
well?
he didn't play Lily.
Oh, Lily, right.
Yeah,
Who was it?
you
Me? I didn't play Lily.
you did
I did play Lily, but
in Tekken Tag 2.
Oh yeah, no, you came to my house and you.
No, not
every...
not at your house.
Yeah, I know, but there was that other time when you came to my house and you wanted to challenge me, and we played like 20 games.
Yeah, because
And then you always got pissed off because I'll be like doing the big blow and you're like, oh,
yeah.
But that's just giving you a taste of your own medicine.
Yeah.
You can't complain.
Yeah, but
because you were like godly with those.
with
yeah,
the big
but
blows.
yeah, but anyway,
with those bigs.
yeah,
Big.
yeah, but
Big.
yeah, but when I firstly saw him, like playing him was like a way earlier than that one. So in time zone, and we didn't even know each other, and I was a scrub, and I just played Lily, and I think I played last that time.
But you know what? I have to say something.
Yeah.
Because I was saying that you're such a random player, all night, right?
Mm-hmm.
But actually, remember, there's 4 random representatives in.
Oh yeah, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So it's the Fantastic Four.
Okay, so let me tell you the backstory first.
Okay.
So what happened is that again, this is to do with all the Taken nights at Chicago's house and Abiji's house. So we were sort of like adapted to his style. We were all doing all sorts of randoms, but we all had our own signature move. For example, my signature move was the D punch to big.
D punch.
His
No,
signature.
yours is the Rambo punch.
Not that, like in Taken Tag 2 era. I was using Feng,
okay.
that was because of Brian, but I'm talking about Feng now. So, or in general, how I played.
Right.
So, my random was the D punch too big.
Yeah.
His random was just random at everything.
Random
And
everything.
spamming random.
I'm just a
at
package.
every chance he got.
Random package.
And
Random
and Richard was very good at random duck and launch. He just ducked 99. He ducks and launches on every frame, just instinct. And there was another random guy. Who was the other? Oh, Chicago. He was doing random hot kicks all day.
Yeah.
So then one day, because at the time the Fantastic Four was pretty popular, right? I saw the movie. I thought, okay, well, that was pretty good. And then all of a sudden, this idea came to me and said, okay, Abuji talks about how random the 4 of us are. Maybe let's call us the Random 4.
Oh my goodness.
You know, actually after that, like
I'm cringing right now.
yeah, and actually after that, like actually there's a Korean meme, which is like there's one of the Korean famous meme, which is like it is called as like 3 random brothers.
3 random brothers.
Actually, it's based on the 3 ramen brothers. It's actually a manga. It's actually a manga. But like they made it a meme.
Yeah.
But like they just made a meme about with the 3 random brothers.
Oh, no.
And there was like based on Chikage who spams a.
I still think that if it becomes like 3, like I think that the best 3
Yeah.
is you, Ceviel, like Rambo,
Yeah.
and Chikage.
Yeah, that's three. That's
Yeah.
actually
That's the random.
yeah, that's a random three. That's
Yeah.
that's what officially the Abuji said to me when we were calling each other.
Yeah, so I think that, you know, there's one more seat here,
Yeah.
and if Chikage was here, it would be the best podcast ever. That's all I could say.
I totally agree.
I totally agree as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
agree.
Well,
I do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I didn't even understand about this, like playing random. Is that good or bad? Actually, I
It
didn't.
can be good at a time.
not
Yeah,
me like
It can be
Not
one
me-
of your. It can be one of your
Strategy.
strategies.
Not-
So
Exactly.
No, I mean like I didn't even.
you could pull it out in one round,
Exactly.
and then that's it, and then just put it away.
And you sort of like scare your opponent because
Yeah.
you
Yeah, but-
confuse your opponent
yeah.
and so on. Yeah.
But actually, like I didn't even understand like whether it is good for like treating like someone else, like treating the.
I don't actually.
yeah.
People, people actually we although we trash random all the time, we laugh about it and we
Yeah.
sort of like being sarcastic about
Yeah, yeah.
being random and everything. But I think being random is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It can be very strategic from time to time, especially in the competition
Yeah, true,
settings.
So that's the reason why Ceviel does really well in.
Yeah, I guess.
Well,
I
I'm
guess.
a loser already.
Or maybe that's why Dan did very well, according to you.
Okay.
Oh my
Just
God.
admit it. That's what you
Just
said.
the
Well,
chuckle, that chuckle from you, huh?
Well, actually, like I didn't have any feelings about like playing randoms. To be honest,
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
in my own perspective,
Yeah.
I didn't have any feeling. But like after I first saw Dembenta,
Yeah.
after I first played with Dembenta,
Yeah.
and when he ran like a random hop kicked me, and
Exactly.
I
It
just
worked.
You got a taste of your own
I just,
medicine.
Exactly.
I just felt
It worked.
I just felt exactly like how you feel.
Yeah,
how you
exactly.
Felt.
Yeah,
I just
that's what you told me.
I finally understood you.
Why I was upset about.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Omoni, you're my mentor of my
Yeah.
life. Taken
Probably.
life. Taken life.
Yeah.
All right. Well, basically, what we're going to do is we're going to take the last break here, guys. I just basically think that there's definitely a little bit more to cover on this. But first of all, I also wanted to say that tonight, if you guys didn't know, we're having a competition. So out of this whole podcast, obviously a lot of people don't know, the personalities of Rambo and Ceviel. So if you guys listen to this and you guys are finished, definitely go to the Salt Shaker podcast page in Facebook. I will, someone can link you guys the details. Go like it. Go to the post. Like the post. Share it out there. And also just get everyone to listen into the podcast and get people to vote. Now, with this vote there, you can either go hashtag Team Rambo or hashtag Team Ceviel. Both of them. So obviously, if there's more Team Rambo people, like Team Rambo fans, than Ceviel fans, then, you have a slimmer chance of winning, obviously. But, it sort of gives those other people, the underdog, more of a chance, you see? So it's sort of kind of strategic in a way. So, yeah, definitely jump on the page, comment, like, vote. And, we'll be giving away some PS4 cards, some vouchers, or some Steam vouchers if you're a PC player. But, also next weekend we're going to be having Southern Cross Up, the biggest tournament in the fighting game community. Definitely come to that if you're available. But we're going to go to the break there. We'll be back very, very shortly.
Hey there, kia ora, ni hao ma, konnichiwa, and annyeong haseyo. We would like to formally
You're
invite...
taking too long. Come to Southern Cross Up. Woo!
Head on down to Southern Cross Up, happening at the Crown Plaza from the 6th to the 8th of October.
Meet the entire fighting game community.
Meet our very own E-Black Cornova. Killer boys with some killer games.
If you like fighting games, bring your mates. Everyone's invited.
Hey man, you guys shut up. I'm trying to play.
Yeah, just don't be that guy.
Get ready for such titles as Street Fighter V,
Super Smash Brothers.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite,
And last but not least, our
Tekken
very...
7!
Crazy Girl! Kids, please ask your parents before attending. No taking players were harmed during the making of this production. No taking players' feelings were harmed during the making of this production. If you're ever inclined to do so...
Tekken, 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 Tekken.
What's up? This is Mia.
Yo, this is Tinkos.
This is Drax.
Hi, this is Milky.
Kia ora, this is Corn Willis, and you're listening to
And you're listening
And you're listening to the Salt Shaker Podcast.
And you're listening to Chrono on the Salt Shaker Podcast.
All right, we're back. Right, finally in the very last stretch, there's some fun questions that I want to ask you guys.
Sure.
So just random stuff. So, okay.
Go ahead.
Rambo, which Tekken characters
Yeah.
do you hate the most or that you dislike playing?
Well, to be honest with you, I can't think of a particular one, but whoever Thomas plays, I hate them.
Okay.
That's just straight up answer. Whoever Thomas plays, I hate them.
You hate them.
That's right.
So
that's gonna be
if
my
Thomas
answer
played Feng, you hate Feng.
Oh yeah, of course. I hate mirror match against
You
his
hate mirror
Feng.
match.
Yeah, because his Feng is the dumbest in the world.
It's the dumbest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And what about you, Ceviel? Who do you hate the most?
I don't actually hate I don't actually hate any characters in specific, but I just don't like when someone picks the character who I don't actually know.
But isn't that what you do all the time?
That's true.
So you hate yourself, basically. That's what you're saying.
How do you know? I really hate myself.
That's right, because that's what you do all the time.
That's why
you
I curse
always
myself.
pick new characters. You beat people with things that people don't even know.
Yeah, well, that's just Ceviel. I mean,
but anyway, at the previous TWT, when I played Blackout, I don't actually hate Blackout, but actually that was my first time to play with Eliza, to be honest. And actually I didn't even know what she does, what her playstyle is. So,
I didn't know either, so I lost very badly too.
Well, I actually know.
as well,
I actually know some of the Akumas because I've been playing Akuma matches with quite a lot with
Kill.
With Kill.
Yeah. Okay.
But actually, it was in terms of Eliza, it was my first experience.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I know how you felt.
Yeah, and you lost very badly as well.
Yeah, I did.
You know, I was
Honestly,
laughing hard. I was laughing.
Yeah,
hard.
I know you were. I mean, kind of lucky that you didn't have to face Blackout all the time, but otherwise,
Blackout is really good. Have you guys played Corn Willis?
I didn't get a chance to play Corn Willis.
I played Corn Willis before the day before the tournament.
Oh, okay.
At the casuals.
Yeah.
I played Corn Willis and he was really good.
Yeah.
And he was what I actually thought of Corn Willis was very weird.
Okay.
Weird.
Because
you mean Yoshimitsu is weird.
Yeah, Yoshimitsu is weird.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
So
and
So what do you? Okay, back to the question. What character is it that you dislike the most then?
Well, maybe all the characters that Abuji and Omoni picks, especially Omoni, like Brian. His Brian is Omoni's Brian is really weird. Like what
really weird.
Yeah, what you do
really
with
weird.
Yeah, what you do with
that doesn't sound good.
What you do with Brian is just only one thing. 1, 2, 1, dick jab. 1, 2, 3, dick jab. 1, 2, 1, dick jab. 1, 2, 3.
That's when I'm really desperate and I really want to win.
What do you mean? You always do that to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just get to another one. Okay. You two play on pad.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So, being a pad player,
Yeah.
would you rather? Okay. Let's just say that there's no more pads in the world. Okay. Would you actually go use a stick, or would you use a hitbox?
Stick for me, because I used to play in the arcades, so I still remember how to play a stick, but
so am
just
So am I. And
Yeah.
So you prefer? Would you ever own a hitbox?
I don't actually know the fundamentals. I mean the mechanics of the hitbox.
I know that Blackout uses a hitbox.
Blackout
So
and
does
Corn
Corn
Willis.
Willis.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
so is Corn Willis.
Yeah, it's amazing how they could use a hitbox because to me that's for me it's kind of impossible. But they must be very good at it.
Yeah, what I surprised.
Would you pick it up though?
I wouldn't want to pick it up. I would definitely stick with
But what I surprised the most from the hitbox was I saw that like the hitbox players are really good at like a backdashing.
Yeah, because
Oh,
all it is
okay.
is you're just holding down one button and then
Yeah.
you're just pressing two repetitively, one
and-
after the other.
Oh, like a
Yeah.
like
yeah, so you're just
keyboard.
holding one down and then you just do that.
That's quite
Oh, okay.
that's quite
Yeah.
interesting.
Maybe maybe give it a try.
That-
You know,
that's
what I mean?
quite
Like-
interesting for me because like I can never backdash properly.
yeah.
So, yeah, no, I mean, with backdashing, it's actually quite hard. I mean, it's sort of like a reverse wave dash.
Yeah.
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 I just gave up. I just gave up for backdashing because like my fingers hurt, and if I use stick, my wrist hurts.
So you just quit. You should just quit then.
Why not?
You should just quit Tekken.
Why? Why?
Of course, you're not gonna use your hands.
Yeah, but at least I can sidestep.
I guess.
So no, but
Yeah.
what was the reason that you're more confident on pad? Is it because you don't have access to the stick, or what is it? Like, you know, because you two are so confident on a pad.
Yeah.
But then when you're on a stick, you're just like, I don't know.
Want. Yeah. The thing is that I used to play on stick, but then my stick, you know, got wasted, and then I didn't buy another one, and that's it. I started using
Pad.
a pad. Yeah, and then
You're same as Chikage. Chikage's a pad player.
yeah, I know. That's how I started using pad, and that's how I
Yeah.
gradually became very good with pad, and then I stopped using stick,
Yeah.
and I don't know how to use one anymore.
But actually, like
Yeah.
apparently, I saw like there's actually more pad warriors in New Zealand than we actually expected. Like
Really?
me,
Of
you-
course, it's probably
and-
because, you know,
But the pro players are all stick players, right?
Yeah, but like
most of the pro players.
yeah, but there's like some of like a decent players are also using like based on the pads like such as like you or Chikage or and I saw them Banter is also using the pad.
Resetro also uses pad
Yeah,
as well.
Resetro is also
Okay.
using
Yeah.
pad, and
Okay.
I'm also using pad. So, yeah, the reason why I'm using pad is because like
You're too poor to afford.
no, just like
Hit the nail on the head.
no. I just no because like I just started Tekken with pad
Okay. You never used the stick A.
because I didn't go to arcade
Oh
before.
yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
but anyway, after that, and yeah, after we stopped playing casuals in the
You
Chicago
have to
session,
play because you went
Yeah,
to arcades.
yeah, and then after that, after we stopped playing at the sessions, then I just started moving on to the city, to the town, and then I just started playing at Time Zone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that was
And
my
you were forced to use the stick.
yeah, and I was forced to use the sticks,
Yeah.
and in my opinion, there's a two kind of sticks, right? Which
The
is the
Korean one
Korean
and
stick and
the
the
Japanese one,
yeah,
the lollipop one, and
lollipop one.
the
yeah,
D one.
D
yeah, the D stick.
Okay, but anyway, like what I prefer is the Japanese stick because I think the
You prefer the
lollipops.
you prefer the JLF.
yeah,
You
yeah.
like the gate, right? Because, you know, with the Korean gates, it's
Yeah,
actually more circle, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
because
I don't like the circle one.
yeah, I don't like the circle one as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, like the reason why I prefer the Japanese stick is because like what I'm mostly playing is the characters with the core circle forwards.
So the sway.
Yeah, from the sways, not the like a wave dashing or stuff, but like
So like Lili sways.
Lili or sometimes Dragunov,
Yeah.
and sometimes Feng, or
Mm.
all of those like a core circle forward like a swaying characters, and recently and afterwards I just find out to play with the core circle forward cancels.
Yeah. Okay.
Core circle forward cancels. I really like it
Yeah. Okay.
because
stick,
like I can
Yeah.
because I can block it. I can block during the core circle the
Okay.
sway.
Yeah.
But in terms of like a core circle forward and core circle forward cancel, the lollipop sticks are really like a much more confident. So that's why I
Okay.
prefer the lollipops. But anyway, when I went to the Korea, I'm actually forced to use the Korean stick.
How did you feel about that?
Awful.
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 You didn't like it at all.
I didn't like it all. I didn't like it all because like I can't even sway properly.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
As well as then I can't even use the horizontal impulse.
Yeah.
Like down forward or off forwards.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So that's why I dropped at Korea. I dropped a lot of
Combos and
combos
stuff. Yeah,
and
The same
all
as
the
BGA.
strings.
And
Yeah.
he didn't like it. He didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
He had such a hard time
I
with
think
the
it's
Korean stick.
Yeah, I think it's just like based on the habits because like
Yeah,
me
exactly.
and BG,
We're
we
too
are
used to the
we're too
Japanese
used to,
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, because it's
Yeah.
New Zealand. It's
yeah,
not Korea.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true. What about you, Rambo? What
Yeah.
do you like? What do you prefer if you were to use a stick?
Yeah.
Like for me, what I like now is because I prefer the normal height of a stick, but then what I'll do is I'll have an actuator inside that inside the stick, which sort of means that you don't have to go as forward as back.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so it's sort of like that, but
Yeah.
then now you can just go like that, like
I
a little
see.
bit.
Yeah.
I don't really like a heavier spring.
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
because
I
a
see.
lot of people like Peter,
Yeah,
Chandler,
yeah.
he likes the heavier spring.
Me too.
You like the heavier one?
I do.
Okay.
Oh,
Because to me, it's more accurate. With the light one, you could.
You also have the Feng muscles.
That helps. Actually, that helps. So I'm doing a bit of a gym training while I'm playing Tekken. See?
Why did you have the Fengway fingers as well?
Maybe.
Feng fingers.
I'm gonna shove it into your eyes.
Oh.
But yeah, with a heavier stick because it's more accurate input.
Yeah.
With a light one, you can make round input very easily.
You know what's funny though is I think that the normal stick is about a half pound.
Yeah.
You can get a 2 pound, which is
Yeah.
pretty good.
Uh-huh.
I quite like that, but it gets really sore. Like it gets quite tired.
Okay.
Like if you play like for hours.
Yeah.
But then you have a 4 pound.
Yeah.
Which is double that.
Uh-huh.
But then there's one guy that plays Guilty Gear and Rambats.
James?
Yeah.
No, and he has a 6 pound.
Oh, you must be a big dude.
Yeah, but maybe you might give that a try. And,
Nah, definitely not me. I need quick movement at the same time. So yeah,
maybe a 2 pound. But I know
Maybe,
that a lot of people, what they do is when they want to make their spring a little bit heavier, they sort of take out the spring and they stretch it.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's what
and
they
then
do.
so that sort of gives it a more tighter feeling
Okay.
and everything. So so that's pretty much arcade stick 101.
Yeah.
But let's just hear some other things there. So
Okay, sure.
who do you idolize the most overseas? So I
In
know
terms
you.
of Tekken?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're probably you, right?
Yes. Actually, apart from you, because that's really well known, and of course he said, "Rambo, you're the best."
Yeah.
That's like the
And
biggest.
you sort of
gift.
cried, eh? You sort of had.
Yeah. I
You're
was
so
like,
happy that you cried.
Oh, thank you. I can't believe you said the best. Juicy cry.
Josie.
Yeah, so you is definitely one of my favorite. Someone
okay.
I idolize.
Yeah.
As well as Hao, he's another Korean most famous Feng player, as well as Darning and Taizo, and these are players.
Do you know
Maybe-
any like China players? They don't really play Tekken, eh?
The thing with Chinese players is that they never had Tekken 7. They never had Tekken 7.
What about now?
No,
Like-
they don't have Tekken 7 in their arcades, I think.
No, I mean, what about like playing
online.
at home?
Online.
Yeah, they
Online
have
now.
PS4, but according to a friend of mine, Heihachi Hao, he was in New Zealand at one
Right.
stage, right?
Yes.
He went back to China. From what he told me, in China, the internet is actually pretty bad, even with it, domestically.
Oh yeah.
So, they don't really have a lot of good quality internet for Tekken. They
Okay.
don't get together that
Fair
much.
enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough. So
unfortunately.
so you've got those guys
Yeah.
and everything. What about you, Ceviel?
Before I'm telling you about my story, when that you recently lost to the one Australian player.
Dark DD.
Dion, Dark DD.
Yeah.
So when he lost to the Dark DD.
I feel that's somehow related to me.
Rambo texted me a lot after that.
So
I
he
get
got,
it.
he was
got
like,
upset.
yeah, he was just texting me with the Josie cries.
I did take Chugler, so I was like, I can't believe you.
wow.
He's like, I understand you.
He's such a big fan of the U's.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Exactly.
What about
Yeah.
you? What about you, Ceviel?
Well, actually,
You admire yourself.
Well, actually,
eh?
I don't.
You just look at the mirror,
No,
right?
actually,
You're like,
I'm
Ceviel.
so good.
Sexy
why
Ceviel,
you
is
so?
it?
Why you?
Is it
Why
sexy
you so mean
Ceviel?
to
Is it?
me?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
anyway,
Go ahead.
yeah, but anyway, like, I don't actually I don't really watch like other players like
Right.
matches, to be honest.
Yeah, I sort of said that in my when Jamie was interviewing me, is that I don't really watch that much. I just sort of look up people that that are quite good at Tekken, like Sodam. I look up some of his setups. Tanukana, I look at some of her setups. Peeling, I look at some of his setups.
Okay.
Just things like that.
I think you like the Japanese Link player.
No, well,
Takafuna.
I like Takafuna.
Takafuna, yes.
No, I for me is she's good.
Yes.
But she plays her sort of like a fundamental character.
Alright, yeah.
She doesn't really do all these, these
setups and
fancy shit. It's just she'll do it sometimes if she has to,
but not all the time.
Not all the time. So she plays very, very fundamentally. So this brings me back. This brings me to one of my famous questions.
Right.
Yeah,
okay, which you've already know.
Yeah.
So let's start off with Ceviel. So who is your fighting game waifu?
Does that have to be fighting game or like games in general? Right?
Well, I mean, I'd rather stick it to the fighting game genre.
Okay.
So that's why I sort of you had an idea, but I knew that I needed to ask Ceviel first because you need to think about it.
Right.
So
can you ask the Rambo first? Because
why?
I haven't thinking about what is my Tekken waifu. So
who's your husbando then? I'm sure you have one of those.
Well, I don't have husbando or waifu, to be honest. I have Omoni and Abuji.
So what, Lili? Is it Lili?
What?
Is it Lili the one that you want to marry or something?
No, I'm not actually. I don't actually like Lili in like how you say, in character. But anyway, I just played Lili because like she's.
So she's your waifu.
Okay, she's my waifu.
Okay.
I just
or is it Sebastian that's your waifu?
Oh, how did you know? Yeah, Sebastian was my main character in Tekken.
No.
Isn't that your brother-in-law?
Yeah, that's true. Sebastian and Slim Bob. That's it.
And Slim Bob. So it is Lili. But what about? Have you play other fighting games as well? I'd say.
Not
really.
Because actually, the Tekken was the game that brought my interest the most, and I didn't play other like fighting games, to be honest.
Okay.
Like Street Fighters the reason why I didn't actually play Street Fighter was the command was so weird and really hard because there's it requires so many swaying commands.
Yeah.
So that when I'm looking for those commands, and that made me
but that's got nothing to do with who your waifu is now, does it?
Yeah.
But
well, my waifu does only single, but
so what? We've got Lili now as one of them. So what about you, Rambo?
Right. Okay.
Feng.
Well, I mean, you had Coolnova now in the chat saying say Jill Valentine, but she's out of the question.
No,
but you don't like
not.
Jill Valentine.
She's wrong as well. I'm just okay. I know this is sort of not related to the question because you're asked my wife in fighting games, but my original answer was Claire Redfield. Okay, in Resident Evil.
But that's kind of disgusting.
Why?
Because you love the whole being Chris Redfield. That's why you named yourself Chris.
Right. I haven't thought about that actually.
So that's kind of disgusting.
Isn't it? Yes.
You sick person, you.
Well, I haven't thought about that.
So you like your sister?
I actually haven't thought about that. Okay, fine. Maybe Rebecca, but I actually Claire Redfield is my favorite. Anyway, okay, for fighting games, I guess it would be Asuka in Tekken.
Asuka. Wow, you and Virtual Bacon fighting now.
Oh, really? Does he like Asuka?
He's always like Asuka.
Ah, right.
He's got an Asuka pillow, like body pillow.
Let's see. Well. I wouldn't want to verse him, but I don't use Asuka.
I'm feeling sad for Milky now.
No, I'm kidding. He doesn't have. Yeah. He does not have a body pillow. Okay. That's all I could say.
And but in KOF, it would be Leona.
Oh,
right. Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be Leona. Yeah.
Okay.
Leona. Okay.
Yes.
I've never thought about that.
I know. I know.
Oh wait, I think I have a.
My one was like Athena.
Of course.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But that's pretty common. Like pretty obvious.
Well, because she's an idol.
Yeah, and she sort of looks like Lin a bit in a way.
I
right?
don't like Ling. I just used Ling.
Right,
That's all it is. It's
Yeah.
she's kind of annoying.
Lord.
She's kind of annoying, really.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
Leona would be my answer.
Leona. Okay. Well, that's. Is there any reason? Do you like the blue hair or the?
Yeah, the purple.
Or do you
hair.
like the Orochi Leona?
What is
the
Orochi?
the crazy one.
I do like the crazy zombie rush one. No, just the normal one.
Just the normal one.
Yes.
Okay.
She seems to be cool, kind of like Leo type. Yeah, in a way.
Okay, so here's another one. You know how all those other games, like the previous Tekkens, Leo was never wasn't announced as a girl or a boy.
Yeah, it wasn't identified.
Yeah.
And then everyone is sort of saying, "Oh, it's a girl."
Yeah.
But then you had I think Cornova was on it, and he's like, "No, it's a boy. It's a boy."
I was the one who told. I was also the one who thought he was a boy.
Yeah.
Why?
So now in the storyline, it's in Tekken 7 is saying that it's a boy, like he.
Really?
They're saying he, but in Tekken Tag 2, Leo had a bikini.
Yeah.
So so
she still has a bikini in 7.
I think that's the concept that already the.
So what do you still think? What are your guys' views? Like, do you think that she's a boy, or like she's a girl, or he's a boy?
I much prefer Leo to be a girl, in my opinion. He or she kind of look cute. I kind of like her.
What, you like that whole kind of tomboy look?
Okay.
He is a little bit tomboy, but at the same time, her face, her eyes, and her facial structure is very sort of a good-looking girl, isn't she? Well, that's just my opinion. I kind of like her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if I pick her as my game waifu. In Tekken,
Okay.
Really, I'm very open-minded.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting for that. I mean, I didn't actually think that Leona was that.
Right.
But obviously, with you, it's Lily. So.
Yeah.
But she's 16.
Yeah, exactly.
She's
That's
16,
actually
man.
what I was going to say.
How long she's
Being 16.
being 16.
Yeah, that's
for,
true.
for more than 10 years. She's supposed to be 26. Oh wait, that's Feng Wei's age.
Feng should be 36 by now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Feng Wei. I never liked Feng.
Cause his look.
I just think that because he's just his moveset's really good.
Yeah.
It's so good especially against Xiao Yu. You can't do anything.
Actually the Rambo is the only one that says Feng Wei is handsome.
Did you actually say that Feng Wei is handsome?
Well, I didn't say handsome. I said he kind of looked tough. He's like a typical badass guy, In a way, he's very tough.
What are you talking about? In the Discord channel?
Well, he's handsome in a way because what you say, Krauser, from Resident Evil. I really like him, and he's not handsome, but he's kind of tough and cool.
Yeah, but what you said to me was a Feng Wei was handsome.
That's in a joking way. I don't
think that was a joking way.
Well, you can say
it was even surpassed that level.
Maybe
over the level.
Yes, that's right. Maybe I have a special artistic view about how people look.
Okay, well, who do you think is handsome? If he thinks that what is it? Do you think what is it?
In Tekken?
Yeah.
You think Jack is really handsome, don't you?
You were the one that said Jack was handsome.
I didn't say he was handsome. I just wanted him to be my wife. Because
your wife? Why would you even want him to
because
be
he's
your
going
wife?
to listen to my instructions. Wouldn't you want that?
Why don't the better choice is Elisa.
Yeah, but I don't want someone who takes who just sort of shovels their head off and put it in your hands.
But actually, in my opinion, I don't really like the concepts of the boy characters, male characters in Tekken. To be honest.
Why is that?
Because actually, they don't really look realistic. To be honest,
they're just really buff all the time.
Look, especially with their hairstyles.
Lars.
You love Lars.
No, I don't like. I don't like their hairstyles because it's not really.
But it's very Korean fashion, isn't it?
No, never.
No. Okay.
No. Even even Lee's hairstyle.
Korean fashion. They
No.
like fancy hairstyle.
What are you talking about? It's not Korean fashion.
Sure it is.
It's a fashion in the 70s or 80s.
Oh, really? Harry, that's old.
Yeah. So, what do you think? What do you guys think about you're both going to Southern Cross Up, right?
No.
I'm
not
yeah.
sure about this. I'm not sure about this.
Unfortunately, I'm
if
not.
I'm free, then
What?
I'll go.
So what? You're suggesting that I sponsor you? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Why don't you just? Oh yeah, you did actually. You did sign up for that.
Sponsor for the sweaters, please. Sponsor a sweater.
For the sweaters.
Sponsor a sweater.
Oh, okay.
That sucks, man. Why didn't you both go? That's sad, man.
Yeah, I guess.
It would be a really good tournament if you guys go.
Well,
I know.
I actually really want to go, but to be honest, I'm kind of busy in these days. To be honest.
Why?
Yeah. Because I've
Same
got
here, family commitment and everything.
Yeah, his one is family commitment, and my one is I'm actually working at school now, so.
Oh yeah, you are. Yeah, that's what I heard.
And our school is actually facing some problems.
That's
so that's why I have to work. Actually,
But it wouldn't make a difference because Abuji's gonna win anyway.
Is Abuji coming?
Maybe I'm pretty sure he is.
I thought Abuji isn't coming.
I'm sure
that's what I heard apparently, but.
Well,
cares?
that makes a difference then.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that even if you guys aren't going, there's going to be a shitload of people going anyway, which is going to be good. But
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I guess that with this here, with the podcast, I'm afraid that we're out of time.
Yeah.
So before we ride off into the sunset, there, I'd like to say that that with Southern Cross Up coming up there, I would also like to say hit up myself, hit up Virtual Bacon and Drax. We'll probably be walking around there. We'll probably have stickers and stuff like that we'd like to hand out. So support us, support the Salt Shaker podcast. Wear the sticker if you want. Wear it on your forehead. I don't care. Wear it on your hat. Just as long as you're showing that you're supporting it, it's all good. But thank you very much for having for coming around for the podcast. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
my pleasure.
And I think that for next week, the schedule would be during the weekday. I'll be having Drax around, so he's gonna be. Yeah, he's gonna basically he's the Lee player. So we'll be talking about
Lee and Leo.
Yeah, so we'll be basically talking about his sort of characters, his sort of who he uses and things like that, and about sort of his I think his commitment with the Salt Shaker podcast, because he's been doing a lot of voiceovers and things like that, so that's always going to be good, so tune in to that. Not to mention that in the Southern Cross Up weekend we'll be having Corn Willis on, so after the tournament there we'll definitely sit him down and have a spin a yarn and just have a nice long chat. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. It was very, very fun. Be sure to also vote for Rambo or for Ceviel in our Salt Shaker podcast Facebook page. So obviously what we'll be doing is we'll be drawing the winner on the next podcast when I'll be interviewing Drax. So yeah, keep those votes coming. It's going to be good. And I'll be also emailing or messaging you guys those codes once once I announce the winners. So good night, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Hey, what's up, Internet? It's Virtual Bacon.
This is Cornova.
Hi, this is Squishy Bub.
Hey, this is NCH.
This is Zazzle.
And you're listening to
And you're listening to
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
the Salt Shaker Podcast.